Hey, welcome to the broadcast. This is Dr. Kesha coming to you for another video. This is part two. Okay, of the Internet O's, Meagan Good, Jonathan Majors, and Michael Ealy. A apology. I said and an apology. Let me edit that really quickly. They owe them an apology. Okay. Okay. Yes, the internet owes them an apology. I'm glad that, whew, hold on, y'all. I'm glad that Megan spoke up and clarified a few things. Let me just make some corrections real quick because my grammar's okay, I think. Yeah, Megan spoke up, and I just want to share that part. I just want to share that, that she spoke up, and let me just make some corrections real quick. I noticed I spelled Michael's name incorrectly. Yes, indeed. All right, I think we're straight. So let me share a couple of things with you really quickly, and hopefully that did the trick. It did. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. This is part two, and this is going to be a super duper 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 short video, by the way. I want to share, I believe I was trying to get to Megan's Instagram, and going on her Instagram, I stumbled upon the Media Blackout USA. Okay. And on here it says that Megan, let me make sure you all see what I see, and you don't. I'm glad that I didn't continue moving forward until let's remove that. It's pretty late, y'all. So please excuse me, the overlay, so that you're able to see what I see. I'm glad I do that because you just never know. All right, here we go. All right, so I went on Instagram, tried looking through to see because someone made a comment. Shout out to you. Let's see, do I have the individual that made the comment on the video? Let's see. I think it was the first person. Is it user IK7? Is it LZ3? I'm sorry. The individual that made the first comment. They said to the effect that Megan is clearing up a misinterpreted situation in a video posted by the Shade Room. And so, with what I'm sharing to you is the clearing up of that misinterpreted video. To be honest, it was not really a misinterpretation as it was somebody doing some type of botch job on the editing of that clip. I don't know. To me, it seems intentional. Like what their intentions were exactly. Maybe it was to create the media frenzy that they've created, but to me it seemed a little bit deliberate, or just to see how people would respond to Megan's excitement, to Michael Ealy, and sometimes Jonathan's social awkwardness and misinterpreting like the whole situation. But according to here, again, she says that it just seems like, again, a viral clip trying to slam Michael and trying to, say either it's almost like, okay, well, let me say something to defend Jonathan, and or let me point out his insecurities. You know what I mean? It's just weird. It's like, I want to defend bruh, because I don't think that it was cool for her to respond like that. She was just too gleeful. First of all, we don't know these people. We don't know their personalities. People have a baseline personality. So if Megan is that type of person where if she sees somebody, whether male or female, that she loves or she likes or she used to work with or she's friends with, maybe she responds that way all the time. You know what I mean? I think sometimes the way we do things can call, when I say we, meaning the internet, the way we share our views, the way we go in on people and don't know enough information or what have you, or we spread lies or rumors or whatever the case may be. We make people feel insecure. We make stuff go viral that's not true, that's fabricated, you know what I mean? Or that's misunderstood. Like, we create issues. And in this situation, we create, when I say we, the internet, because I didn't, and it wasn't me. Mine is me, okay? And mine is a few other folks. But I want to say the majority of you all just jumped on this bandwagon and started creating all these narratives of what you think was the situation. And y'all were all just dead wrong. Y'all owe this man and this woman and Michael an apology. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is the kicker. All right, of all of it. Michael's married. Michael Ealy is married. Yes, he is handsome. I think we can all can test to that. The brother's fine. Okay, fine, fine. And I'm sure that if Megan was interested or whatever, if they had a fling or whatever, she would have been tapped into that. She would have been to dated him if the opportunity presented itself if she wanted to. But we maybe he's not her type. Like we don't even know. But again, we're just inserting ourselves in these people's lives. We don't know nothing. And we just assume that we know everything. And some of us have become, I don't know, backseat psychologists, sociologists, therapists, life coaches, and we're speaking to situations and we don't halfway know what we're talking about. And so with the egg on your face, you all that made these videos creating all this ruckus about these people's lives, y'all need to get back on camera and you need to apologize. The internet, specifically the Black people, y'all owe them an apology. Okay. Okay. You made something out of nothing. You made a big to do. Okay. For nothing. You owe them an apology. So I just wanted to feature the fact that she wanted to set the record straight. And in the commentary, it says, this is in quotes, she insisted that Majors and Ealy greeted each other immediately before the viral footage began. And that's part of what we showed actually, because in that clip, there is a clip with that extension, but it wasn't fully seen, but it was partially seen that there was an embrace. There was, a moment by which they had a conversation, and then there was this greeting. But like I forestated, we don't know Meagan well enough to know how she greets her friends, whether male or female. She may greet them with the same energy that she greeted Michael. And we don't know how long it's been since they've seen each other. And people say some dude. I'm confident. Not 100%, but I can lean on maybe a good 75% confident that Jonathan knows Michael. Okay. He may not know him well. They may not be like boys or whatever. You know what I mean? That may not be the homie, but I'm sure that they've seen each other in circles. Because one thing that we all should know, especially for those of us that are at least 40 plus, Hollywood is relatively small when it comes to the Black circle. Okay. That's why they're often competing for spots, because there's not enough, material to really go around for everybody. And so you will find a lot of them competing for the same jobs. That has always been the case. How do I know? I'm not in Hollywood, but I do know based upon the actors and the actresses' interviews. They always tell the story of how they're competing, but yet some of them have embraced each other. They have a small circle, knit circle where they're relatively close and they support each other and this, that, and the third. So I think the most of, at least within the Black community of Hollywood, is they know each other. They've seen each other. They've been around each other. If they competed for the same, positions or the same parts that they're, trying to land, they've competed. And some of them have been gracious and they've helped each other and they've supported each other. And then some of them are just in an isolated cocoon or whatever, and they're more independent and they don't maybe lean on the group as much. It seems like a lot of people, and that's okay too. It's okay not to be cliquey. It's okay not to be in the club. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's okay to be independent too. But for me, especially for those of us that are in spaces where there's not a lot of us. And so when we do see people, you know what I mean, that mirror us, we kind of warm up to them. We're happy to see them for the most part. And that's why a lot of, shout out to all the white listeners and viewers and supporters and subscribers. Shout out to you. I have white friends, white family members. And so, but I will say, it's funny because a lot of them say, do y'all know each other? Because oftentimes when we see a person of color, we can be in a mall, we can be walking down the street, we can be at an event, we can be at a grocery store, you know what I mean? We can be at the park, it could be in the school parking lot, picking up our children. If we see somebody, especially we don't, if there's not a lot of us, it's just only a few. But once we see somebody, we don't have to know them, but it's just the way we greet one another. I think that's the tribal instinct within us. You know what I mean? That black side, that African, descendant side of us that's tribal. So when we see people of color, we do respond as if we've been knowing them for years. You know what I mean? Hey, how you doing? Or hi, good morning. It's just, I don't know. It's just this thing amongst us that we do that I think other people do. I think the running joke is President or former President Obama, when they were showing the what is it, P and is it Key and Peele skit, when they were pretending to be Obama, and then they were like dapping up and hugging up like all the black people that they did not know, like that President Obama did not know. And then when he got to the white folks, he just shook their hand and just kept it business and kept it distance. But with all the black people, he's like, oh, come here, give me a hug, dapped it up and just whatever. And it's so funny because they said that Obama ended up doing that at an event recently. And it's just hilarious. But the truth of the matter is that oftentimes that is a real thing amongst black people. Saying all that to say, we don't know her baseline. We don't know how she greets her friends, quote unquote, whether they're male or female. And the reality is that Michael is not free and clear. He is not single, to my understanding. To my understanding, he's married, and he's been married for quite some time. All right. I don't know the gist of what's going on or whatever, but I'm sure he's committed to his wife, and Meagan is well aware that this man is married, so, and I'm sure that Jonathan is aware that he's married and not available, and that if she greets like that normally, or if she sees somebody she hasn't seen in a while, or if she's excited, I think that's just a part of her personality. And I think Jonathan is smart enough to know what is her baseline, or what is a part of her personality, and what should send a red flag to him. And I would hope that he's not that insecure. And I don't believe that he's that insecure, but I think that the internet is doing what the internet usually does, which is to blow everything out of proportion. And I don't know, are y'all trying to cause problems for this couple? I think they should keep their chin up. I think they should just ignore all the internet chatter. You all trying your best to find whatever you can find to try to make their lives miserable. And I really do believe that you all are interjecting your misery on these people. You can't stand the fact that they both found each other, in the midst of unusual circumstances. Is it unusual? Yes. It's not ordinary that people would connect under such circumstances. It's not, unless they've had maybe a prior relationship and they're kind of reconnecting or restoring a romantic relationship that was pre-established before all these things went down, or what have you. It is unusual, but that doesn't mean that it's not authentic, because it's different, So again, you may be miserable, whatever the case may be, or maybe you do care and you whatever. I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's such a mixed bag when it comes to the internet that it's ridiculous. But here she sets the record straight. When I say she, meaning Meagan, she says, so we're just going to edit out the first part of the video where Jonathan and Michael exchange a big hug first and then speak life over each other. And that's what I pointed out in part 1 of this. Okay. When I say that it's the internet games, I'm sick of the internet games. Okay. Where we literally freeze, we literally pause so that people can see that he did greet Jonathan first. We saw the evidence, at least on this channel, and I'm like, make that go viral. You know what I mean? Make that go viral. Make the real video go viral. You can use mine. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. Make that video go viral with the truth. Okay. Here she's confirming what the truth is that there was an exchange between the two of them before she gave her big brother a hug. Okay. And that's like sunning somebody. When you say that somebody is your big brother or your little brother, that means you have absolutely no romantic nothing. for this individual. You have no feelings, you have no attraction. When you little big brother somebody, okay, that you've worked with or you're, connected with or in circles with, that means you don't have any type of anything for them other than love on a friendship, family, kinship type, you know what I mean, vibe. And so here she says, Big Brother, I would put it in all caps. And she wrote, LOL, like SMH, like super unfortunate how people don't have anything better to do than to project on others and intentionally perpetrate negative, misguided commentary on life snippets that they have no real context to. It's sad sign, but still, God bless y'all. Again, get a life. Flat out, like, get a life. And so let me show exhibit what B. Like, let's show the evidence. Like, good grief. This is my video. All right. We froze it. What, 1021. You can go back to the video, to the original video, and I'll remember to put a link there in the description referencing the first video that I did, which will be considered part one in this case, of them embracing each other prior to him turning to Meagan and hugging his little sister or his sis. When I see friends, I get excited, male or female, and I say, hey, I gave them the biggest hug that I can possibly give them, especially if I haven't seen them in a while. And I'm an extrovert, you know what I mean? So it's like I turn up. It's when the energy is there. It's just, I turn up. When I'm happy, I turn up. I can't help it. It's just a part of my personality. And I think Meagan is like that too. It's no disrespect, but it's just like whoever's going to be with Meagan has got to accept Meagan for who she is. That is her thing. That anybody, and if you're having a hard time accepting her for who she is, then you just won't fit in her world. And I feel like the same with Jonathan. It's like you have to accept him for who he is, all that comes with him. I have a younger son. I talked about the oldest one, I think before in one of my videos, but I'll talk about the youngest one. The youngest one is extremely introverted. I mean, he wears his emotions on his face. This, deep inside, he's probably excited, but you would not be able to tell based upon his facial expressions. He's aloof. He's, meh. And but he doesn't mean to be. But once you sat down, if you spend time with him one-to-one, or once he's comfortable, he comes alive. And it's wonderful to see. People like that, it can be often misjudged. And that's why you need to stop judging books by covers. It's just not going to work. So again, here's the proof that he actually did speak to him first and greeted him first, and he did not disrespect her at all. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. I want to make this video super duper short. Again, just video evidence to Meagan's claim that whoever put out that video that became viral, you really did do a number and caused a little bit of a tiff and problems when you did that. And I'm just getting to the place of, honestly, I don't mind viral moments, but I feel like as of lately, people have been like really, really doing the most. You know what I mean? And I'm just ready to kind of get off the internet. And now we have, this attempted assassination thing going on. You know what I mean? We have a lot going on in the world that is relatively serious. And I feel like we just need to kind of like reshift, refocus on what's really important to us as a culture, as a people, and as individuals. And focus on, and mind the business that really pays us. I really feel like that we need to get back to that. I think some of us are online too much, and it doesn't pertain to business. And I feel like that those that are YouTubers, it is pertaining to business for you to be online, but you need to move with integrity. That's just my personal opinion. I believe that you all owe Jonathan, Meagan, and Michael a huge apology. And I really do hoping that you are man and woman enough to redact or retract your statements, your video, take it down and offer an apology and keep moving forward. That is my desire for the internet and for those that decided to jump on the bandwagon and decided to report or make content on something that wasn't true. I really do feel like it just reflects poorly on the whole entire community, because a lot of us, we do this because we enjoy it. Some of you all do it professionally. If you're doing it professionally, then you want to do whatever it is you're doing with integrity. You want to be integral with everything that you do. So, just like a news reporter, if they report something inaccurate, they have to retract it. They have to then, make or give their apology or the my bad or whatever you want to do. But you need to do something rather than just lead people to believe something that is not true. And then we still have people creating more content on that false narrative, believe it or not, because there's always the stragglers, you know what I mean? People that just come late to the party and they're going to jump on and just, again, not do their due diligence because they're seeing more people talk about it the wrong way rather than talk about it like I'm talking about it in the way that is truth. And so that's that. I just wanted to point that out, that Meagan did say what she needed to say in her brief statement, and to try to clear it up. But again, you know how that goes. It may or may not be seen. And I would have like clipped it, or I would have pinned it rather to my social media so that people can see it. But she's busy living her life and making her coins. You go, girl. And Jonathan's also doing what he has to do, and I think he's preparing for a new film that he's going to be taping soon as well. These people are moving on with their lives, and I think that we should do the same. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you for stopping by. That's pretty much all that I got. This is part two. The internet owes Meagan and Jonathan Majors an apology, and Michael as well. Let me just show Michael Ealy's family. Let me see. Michael Ealy, where are you, bud? Let me show that. It should have it. Let me see. It is gorgeous, gorgeous green eyes. I believe he has green eyes. All right, so let me share this real quick for those that just, again, living under a rock. You barely knew how to pronounce his name when you did your video. Okay, so this is Michael Ealy and his wife. All right, this is Michael Ealy and his wife. Now y'all gonna start throwing stones at him when y'all find out that his wife looks ambiguous. Y'all were mad at Jonathan. Y'all gonna get mad at Michael since he's a heartthrob. Okay, this is his wife. He's married. Okay. All right, with his fine self. He is married. uh he looks happy to me. Okay. He looks happy to me. Okay. So that's his wife. Okay. All right. All right. That's his wife. Okay. So let me see. Y'all gonna drag him? This is what we gonna do. All right. So again, leave people be. This man is married and he's minding his business. Okay. We owe them an apology. Give them the apology and let's move on. All right. So I just wanted to highlight Meagan's comment. And again, her saying again, he's married. Michael's married. Why are we on that? He is married. Okay. So let us give them the apology that they deserve and let's keep moving forward. Now we have some other things to be concerned about, such as how is this election going to be going down? How are people going to be moving in the midst of all these things? So where are people's mental health at? I think were people that were wounded or hurt or at that rally. How is their mental health? So these are the things. How is the mental health of the nation right now? Like, how are we feeling? What's the pulse right now? These are the conversations that we need to be having. And as a life coach and a Christian counselor, these are my concerns. And so even when I do these videos and I have these conversations, I'm often thinking about the mental health component. I'm often thinking about, where are we right now as a nation, as a culture, you know what I mean? Subgroups and as a collective. That's where my concern, and being better. And being better. That's the thing. That's the key to me. And being better. All right. So that's all that I got. Again, I thank you. I thank you so much for all the likes. I really do appreciate you for watching the video and the comments that you've made in the first video. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to say in this one. And I also appreciate all the subscriptions, all those who subscribed to the channel. Okay. I just want to invite you to do your due diligence there, help a sister out, and let us continue to grow together. All right. So have an amazing day. I know it's super early and I feel like I'm so full of energy because I am. And I hate that. I really do hate that because I really need to be in the bed, but I have so much energy. I have to wind down before I get to sleep. I'm not one of those ones that can just lay down and just go to sleep. I just have to be sleepy and then I have to go to sleep. So maybe I'll put something on. Maybe I'll watch Divorce in the Black again. I actually enjoyed it. That's a whole nother one. I wanted to do another video just talking about some of the themes in the Tyler Perry movie, Divorce in the Black. It's split. There are people that enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I mean, again, we know Tyler Perry, we know his style. So I'm not really tripping too much because listen, this is how I look at it. Tyler has been around for quite some time. We know his style. Has he done better? Yes, he has done better. But we know his style. You know what I mean? And at some point, we just have to accept what is. But I want to say on a positive note, he cares about the culture, number one. And number two, he knows his core audience. Number three, he takes care of the people that do decide to partner with him and work with him. Yeah, in entertainment. He takes care of them. He pays them well and he treats them well for the most part. We know that we've heard the Monique thing. To me, that was a little bit different because she did what she was contractually obligated to do. But in however, when they acquired the film, they wanted her to do it again. So that's a nuance. But for the most part, from what I understand, I think the majority of people have testified that they were treated well, they were paid well by Tyler Perry, and that Tyler Perry was the first to pay them what they're worth. And so for that reason, I have to support the brother. I have to support his brand because of what he does for the culture and how he supports Black people. I just have to give him that. So, no, I may not necessarily be pleased with all the writing and pleased with everything that he produces, nor do I watch everything that he produces either. I don't personally. But I will say that I will continue to support him as long as he continues to support the Black community as he does, especially when it comes to paying them what they're worth and, and that sort of thing. And even selecting people that we wouldn't ordinarily hear from or see and causing them to lead and things of that nature. To me, that's the perfect example of supporting the culture. So I can't turn my back on Tyler because of what he brings to the table. And unfortunately, we don't have a lot of Black billionaires in the entertainment industry. We just don't. That has their own studio. Okay. And so shout out to the Spike Lees of this world, but he's just not on that level. He's good. I love Spike's films. Now, and again, even when it comes to Spike, I don't love every film that he's made. There's some is meh, but yet I will support Spike. You know what I mean? And then there's others where I don't watch everything that they make or whatever, or the approach that they take, but because they're still producing jobs for our community. Some of Black jobs. Come on, somebody. They're producing jobs for our community. They're allowing people to be employed that wouldn't ordinarily be employed. They're putting money in people's pockets. Like, so again, I can't help but to or I can't help but to have the desire to want to support someone like that. That's just me. So that's that conversation. I may have a broader conversation, but I really want to get into the themes of the movie so that I probably will try to do something along those lines. And then in that conversation, I may discuss um pretty much the, I don't know, it's almost like bittersweet relationship that Tyler Perry has with the Black community when it comes to his art. There are some people that, are very much informed about writing scripts that are not necessarily fans of Tyler, or they feel like that he takes shortcuts. Maybe he's just doing the best that he can. Like maybe what he's doing is not deliberate. So maybe we should have the conversation, because I think that it's almost as if the criticism is almost as if like he's deliberately doing it. And I don't see that. I see Tyler doing what he perceives to be his best. And maybe he is doing his best. You know what I mean? Maybe he is. Maybe again, we've seen movies that were better, but maybe in his mind he thought it was the bomb script. Who's to say? You know what I mean? Maybe he felt like he put his best foot forward. Um, and so I would agree that more hands can be in the pot, especially when it comes to certain projects. It probably would make it better, but who's to say? Maybe we'll have that conversation on another day. But so let's bring this to an end. Make sure y'all apologize to Megan, Jonathan, and Michael. They didn't deserve that. They didn't deserve that at all. Not at all. All right. So have an amazing day. Let's continue to keep the president candidates and all the people lifted in prayer. Violence is not the answer. No, no, no. It's just not the answer. If we don't agree with people's, align what they align themselves with when it comes to policy or ideology, we don't have to take it to violence and literally wipe somebody off the timeline. I mean, I don't think that that's, to me, you know necessary. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation as well. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. I'm rambling. I'm tired. So let me go ahead and go. I just wanted to do a live real quick. I didn't want to video, I didn't want to record it and then upload it and do multiple steps. I just wanted to just get this done and out the way. And y'all peep it when y'all can. Take a peek when you can. Like it if you can. Subscribe to the channel or leave a comment. Do you think that they owe them an apology? I mean, seriously, do you think that the internet and all those that decided to chime on it in, and those that decided to make videos, and those that made it go viral, whatever, do you feel as if they owe them an apology if they spoke on it and didn't know all the facts, and stirring up more, drama? I do, but tell me what you think in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.